Man, it is cold out here.
Ready to play Dead of Winter?
What do you mean play Dead of Winter?
Oh, I thought we'd play it out here. It's thematic.
What? We play a ball game when there's no table. It's dark. I don't even know where we are. And it's cold.
Yeah, it's winter. It's Dead of Winter. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect for dying, maybe. Not for
dying.
playing.
We're fine.
I am dying of cold.
We'll be fine. Come on, Richard's here. Ready to play? No. This was a huge mistake. Your mistake. And I mean, it's cold.
Yep.
It's raining.
Yep.
You live 50 feet from where we're stood.
Wait.
Just over there.
Yep.
There is zero excuse for this.
You live just over there?
Idiot. I'm going inside, and I'll see you there in a bit. Okay?
Rich, can you put the kettle on? You got tea, right?
It's thematic.
Let's go inside and have a cup of tea. Come on, Andy.
Fine.
You love tea. You love tea. Tea's great. Right, see, isn't this much nicer? In a nice, warm flat with a nice, warm cup of tea to play.
Dead of Winter, a Crossroads game, for its full title. It's created by John Gilmore and Isaac Vega, and it's published by Plaid Hat Games.
Cool, and in it you play in the epic struggle for power and survival. It's apparently 2 to 5 players, and lasts between 1 and 2 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good?
It's brilliant.
Really?
It's honestly brilliant.
Honestly, because I don't trust you.
Okay, let's go play.
Cool, so this is Dead of Winter. Looks pretty cool. So what do you do in this game? How do you win?
Okay, so before you begin, you can pick one of 10 objectives in which to, or scenarios to run through. There are short, medium and long scenarios, and each one comes with a harder difficulty.
You're not going to need that though, right? This game's pretty tough.
Yeah, not to begin with. The scenario card has 2 timers it sets up, the rounds and the morale, and if either get to 0, you lose the game immediately.
Okay, so rounds is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, they're just going to decrease as time goes on, but what about morale? How does that go down?
Variety of different ways, but the main way is getting your characters killed.
Okay, so let's keep them alive then.
Yep. But before we get there, everyone is handed a secret objective card at the start of the game. So this not only tells you if you're a betrayer or not, but it tells you your own win conditions that you need to do to win. Like I said, there are 2 types. There are the non-betrayer, and then there are the betrayer cards.
So means I'm a betrayer, because it's got betrayal written on the bottom, right?
I mean, yeah, these are secret, so you normally want to hide that.
It does say it on the back of the card, actually.
And if you are found out to be a betrayer, there is a chance for the group to vote to exile. Anyone can start a vote, and if you are exiled, you're kicked out of the main colony and stripped of your secret objective card.
So that's all bad.
It's bad for everyone involved. When you get kicked out, when you get exiled, your new objective card comes from a different list, an exiled objective list, and it will tell you what you need to do if you were a betrayer or if you weren't a betrayer.
Cool. So you mentioned that when you get exiled, you get chucked out of the colony. But where do you get chucked out to? Where can you go?
Okay, so the game has the colony, which is your home base. That's where you start off. But it also has 6 non-colony locations where you can fight zombies or search for items.
Cool. And how do you do this? I'm assuming you get like kind of characters to do these kind of actions,
yeah,
right?
So at the start of the game, you get 2 characters. Each have their own special abilities and stats for searching and fighting.
Cool. So how do you get to places where you can actually do that?
Okay, so at the start of the turn, you all roll d6s, and there are some actions that you can do that require a dice, where you spend it, or there are some that you can do for free. Each character can move to another location for free.
Cool. It's simple.
Not so much. You have to roll an exposure die for moving or fighting.
I'm assuming that's bad.
Yeah. So it's a d12.
Okay.
with 6 blank spaces,
Which means nothing happens, which is good.
which are good, and there are 6 not so good spaces. Some being wounds, which gives your character a wound.
Okay, which is bad.
Yep, because you only have 3 wounds maximum before dying.
Okay.
Or you can get a frostbite,
Which
counts as a wound, and then will give you an additional wound at the start of each turn until you heal it.
Okay, that's bad.
And then there's 1 tooth dark side.
And what does the tooth do?
You get infected and die instantly.
Instantly.
And then you spread the infection to anyone who's at the same location as you.
Oh, so if you die instantly, you can potentially kill everyone else there as well. Bad times.
Really lowering your morale.
Oh, so that drops. Oh, of course, because if your character dies, morale drops. So, so basically, anytime you move, you can basically screw yourself and everything over.
Yep.
Oh, that's tough. So there's zombies all in these kind of places. Surely there's a way, you can find and get rid of them, right? You can kill them.
Yeah, so a fighting is simply a action that requires a die. And then you use it as long as it's higher than the stat on your cards. And then you kill the zombie.
Hooray!
After rolling an exposure die.
Boo! Because we just discovered that exposure dies are bad.
Yep. So pretty much you've got a 50% chance of being fine, or a 50% chance of a zombie hitting you as you take it out.
So every time you move and every time you fight, you have to roll for exposure. So that's twice that you can basically decimate everyone in that area, including yourself.
Yep. It's always a danger leaving the colony and doing anything.
Doing anything.
But once you've removed a zombie, you can feel a bit safer because you can then search in a zombie-free location. You can obviously search if there are zombies there. If that's your thing, fine. But if not, it's safer to search. Searching is also an action that requires a die, but you can get items. There's a variety of different items. Some of them you can equip, some of them get you more characters. Some are food, which you can spend to increase the food supply, which feeds the colony. Or, more importantly, some are used for the crisis.
And what is the crisis? Because this is blank at the moment, so obviously there's nothing there right now, but...
So each round, the group faces a new crisis.
Okay, that's bad.
The way to solve a crisis is normally very simple. You just need to donate a certain card type secretly to the amount of players that are playing.
Okay. You said it was simple. That's not simple.
So if there are 4 people playing and none are exiled, it's just 4 cards played secretly that you need.
But if it's secret, then all you know is the number of cards that go in.
Exactly. It's a great way for the betrayer to muck up the group because there are horrendous consequences to failing the crisis.
Horrendous. Every time.
Every time.
So you've got to, as a group, you have to resolve the crisis while doing all your other things, while not dying, and without trying to avoid getting screwed over by the betrayer, if there is a betrayer, which you don't know, but you can't trust anybody. So, yeah.
Simple, right?
That's one way to put it. So, we've obviously got The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Zombies.
Yep.
It's winter, because there's snow.
Snow.
And everyone's got either scarves or nice jackets. I don't know if they're nice, actually, but thick jackets.
Yep.
And you mentioned at the beginning that this is a Crossroads game, and I don't see any Crossroads. What's that mean?
So it's a series of games with a crossroad deck, and basically what happens is the player to your right of you will take a card at the start of your turn, and if the conditions are met, will pause the game and read the card out.
Okay, so I'm looking at the card, and at the top there's a bit of narrative, so there's a story, so something happened, when the condition met, something happens in the game. Yep. So it's like, very thematic, you've got that overarching narrative. But then you've got 2 options here. There's option 1, option 2, where you get to choose between, effectively, what happens next. And these options suck. Yeah,
I mean, it's a dark game, and it's got horrendously difficult decisions.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, I'm not going to read it out because, spoilers for people who are probably watching, but...
It's grim.
Yeah, this is grim. I don't want to do either of these.
Okay. I mean, you have to.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. We're going to redo this round.
Okay, so that's a really basic overview of the game. Do you want to play?
Let's do it. Killed one.
So, we've played. What did you think of the game?
I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really, really cool game. It's there's a lot going on, and it's really hard.
Yeah,
it's right. The game really does throw everything at you. So it is quite daunting at first because you play, and because the odds are highly stacked against you. It can feel a little bit overwhelming. Like, I've got no chance. I don't know how can I possibly win? But the more you play, because it's deceptively, I wouldn't say simple, but like the steps that you do in each turn, after a couple of rounds, you'll know exactly what's going on and what you can and can't do, have to do, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's simple enough to understand, but there's so much other things going on that you're always engaged. Your mind, you're always constantly thinking about what other people are doing, why they're doing it, why how you can do what you need to do without dying, obviously, and because the game can change dramatically very, very quickly. It means you're always engaged. There's always stuff to be aware of, and it's not too difficult to follow. And it's fun.
Yeah. What I love is that they've included the scenarios with a difficult version.
Yeah.
Like the originals aren't difficult enough that it throws in. Oh, actually, start with like 2 less morale and like 12 more zombies.
Because you've played this game enough. You're pretty screwed. Let's mix it up. How can we mix it up? Yeah, let's just screw you over a bit more.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But I can't just ever see myself being at a point where I'm like, yeah, we can destroy these scenarios. Like, let's go to the difficult version.
Yeah, it's like, we're pro. We can survive winter pretty easily, except when we roll one tooth on one round, one time, and like
completely wipes.
Yeah.
The game. I mean, that's a game changer. I remember we played one game. Richard rolled the tooth immediately, and I think took out. And basically, he started the game, and on his turn, like 2 characters died, or in the first couple of turns, 2 of his characters died, and you're just at such a loss just from one dice roll.
Well, they say
infection
because it was a short game as well, which is supposed to last about an hour. I think that game lasted like 20 minutes, didn't it? It was like not even halfway. Like, no, we're all dead. We can't do this. We're so screwed. Because we lost by morale, didn't we? That was what happened.
Yeah, I think we did. It was that was a tough game. It was just hilarious. I think what works really well with the game are the crossword cards.
Yeah.
They're just so. I love the addition to the narrative they provide. Because you've got character specific cards. But you've also got, just events happening in the world. And it really helps sort of bring you into the narrative. But they are grim.
Not all of them. I mean, maybe 9 out of 10 of them.
Yeah.
But, they are. It's a real post-apocalyptic kind of game and setting that, bad stuff goes on in that. But that being said, it allows the cards to have a lot of variability because there's like real bad stuff that happens. Like just one guy, the whole group, one character, a bunch of characters, people who are just in certain places. But then there's also good stuff. Cause this is Dead of Winter. You would think nothing good's ever going to happen, but nothing good usually ever happens. But no, but sometimes you get good stuff that can boost morale. You're like, the thing is as well because the cards you just assume are all going to screw you over.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get the other one, it's like, oh, you found this one thing. Like, oh no, we're gonna die. And you think, oh, and you just somehow uses this to make people happy, and everyone else gonna be like, what?
What is the cost for this morale boost?
Yeah. Exactly. And then conversely, there's also cards that pretty much do nothing. They're like just story bits of some guy just reminiscing about a picture he found, and you're like, oh no, he's gonna turn around, and the zombie's gonna eat his face. And nothing happens. You're like, oh, okay then.
It's just let's just keep playing.
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Didn't misread it. That's just what happens. And that's cool because it means that it's got you never know what to expect. And you never got, because there's so many cards as well, you're never quite sure, unless you play the game a lot, I mean a real lot, that you never know, like, you read it, like, if it's good, bad, or whatever's going to happen, which is cool.
I mean, yeah, that's the good thing about the Crossroads deck, is that it's so big, and you've got to get the criteria right. So in a game, you probably only see 5 to 10 that you actually play. And in such a big deck, like, there's so much replayability there, because you won't learn the cards, you won't learn the deck that quickly. Like, maybe after 20 to 30 times that you've played the game, you might learn them, but, like, there's so much there to bite into.
Yeah, because, I mean, like you say, when we played, only a handful of cards ever actually came into play. I mean, obviously you draw a card every round. Well, I mean, everybody's turn, even. So, the cards get read, but no one else knows what they are unless they actually have them. And that's only like a fraction of the cards that we drew, let alone in the whole deck.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I think we all found as a group when we played is when they're character specific, and you have to, because maybe it's just because we're not familiar with the game enough, but when something happens to like a certain character, you automatically just have to look and find out where that character is, who's got it, and it's like where they are. And that kind of, because it doesn't tell you what, it's not so bad because it doesn't tell you what will happen, but because you have to find that character, everyone kind of knows that something's going to happen involving that character. So it automatically puts you on edge to do something with them.
Yeah.
But then, you don't know what. So it's not that bad, but at the same time, it takes away some of the mystery. Yeah,
no, it's a bit of weird. The cards bring you into the narrative, but trying to work out if they hit takes you out of the narrative. It's a bit of a weird sort of seesaw effect. Richard says some character cards are overpowered. Do you agree?
I'd be inclined to agree. Maybe not. I'm not sure, like the same kind of degree, but I find that, especially in certain situations, some characters definitely have an edge, because each character has like a unique ability, right? And some characters' abilities, while not necessarily completely game changing, gives you much more power and a lot more choice than other people. I can't remember the name of one of the characters. The one that gives you his ability is to help you search for outsider cards.
Yep, the Gabriel, the fireman.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, the fireman. Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's saving people. Because
he's good at searching. Okay, yeah, I get it. So using him as an example, his ability is to help you get outsider cards, which can help you get more characters. And no matter what your objective is, it's always beneficial to have more characters in your hand. I mean, you can give them to other people, but like, unless they are absolutely desperate for characters, why would you ever do that? You just give them to yourself, and you get loads more characters. Potentially loads more characters, and potentially loads more die. Gives you a lot more choice to be able to do whatever it is you want or need to do, and other characters have something, similar kind of things in that kind of vein. Obviously, not the same skill, but something that gives you that leg up.
Okay, let me explain why both you and Richard are wrong.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, just let me talk you through this. Gabriel, the fireman, is an amazing character, and he's very strong. But in your first turn, if you move him one spot, he could die from a zombie bite, just from exposure.
Yeah, but then...
but like, that, everyone's chances of dying are very, very equal. So you could you get to use his ability. All the cards, I think, are strong, which levels them out. So, like, the chances of him being so overpowerful are just slim, because, like, Mike Cho doesn't roll for exposure when he fights. So you can just fuel him over to a location, and then you can just keep him fighting, and he's pretty much fine. He's powerful.
Yeah. Like I say, like, there's the different cards have the different abilities. So they're all, some cards are more powerful in different ways, but the fact that they can all die just like that doesn't take away the fact that they are still overpowered while they're alive. because the fact that, let's say, yeah, Gabriel can die straight off on the front foot. You don't use him. Fair enough. Then he's out of the game. But every time you can use his ability, he's still overpowered because it can still put you at a advantage over other people. Same with Mike Cho. You just sit him in one location and just, getting loads of zombies, knocking them out without, ever doing exposure. Again, puts him in a much more powerful position. Sure, he could die, but while you have him doing that thing, it automatically gives you an option to be ahead of everyone else, depending on, whatever it is you need to do. Potentially, anyway.
Yeah, but I think the fact that they can die quickly and you lose that ability comes into play. And I think there are certain very specific times where they could be conceived as overpowered. But I just think the chance of getting that character, the chance of it surviving, and the chance of it hurting other people, it just means it's still fairly balanced for me.
So, let's move on. Would you say, we talked about this game a bit at length. We seem to both really had time with it. But is it a game that you would still recommend to someone else? Yeah,
it's definitely, it says it's an hour game, but I would say it starts at an hour and a half and goes upwards from there. So if you can quickly learn the processes of what you can do and what happens, I think you're going to love this game. It's thematic. The fact it's zombies might make you go ugh straight away, but it's good zombies. It's done well.
No zombies are good.
The Crossroads cards work brilliantly and beautifully, and I think you can. I've played it with 5 players. I've played it with 4 players. I've played it with 3 players. It all works, and it's all good fun. And I literally cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, well, you've heard what I thought of the game at the beginning. Yeah, so I agree. It's definitely worth picking up. Definitely worth playing.
Perfect. So that's a Rollin Dice 4 thumbs up.
Yes, 4 thumbs. 2 here and 2 there.
Alright guys, it's a lot warmer in here.
Hey mate, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. So you ready to play? I saw you got it all out.
Yeah, we've not played.
I'd quite like a cup of tea though.
Cup of tea's a good idea.
We talked about getting tea.
We did talk about tea.
I thought I'd given you. We did say that, but I thought I'd given you enough time. I've been gone like an hour and a half.
Yeah, where did that time go?
It was cold outside. I stood out in the cold waiting for an hour and a half.
I didn't actually know this.
You didn't come to the door when I rang.
I was busy.
Oh, you hear the door? Oh, the door. Yeah, I just heard the door.
Should we just go check it?
Yeah.
Just go check it. That's
fine. I'll play Dead and Winter by myself. It doesn't play one player. That's fine.